All right, so tell us. I should say. Lacey asked, "What are you going to title this one?"
Oh, that's a really good question. Do you have any suggestions? That's maybe Lacey has some suggestions. Maybe you do. Maybe somebody else. I'm not sure. That's a really good question. She had so many great songs.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. I'd have to do a little bit of research.
Yeah. Not like Bobby McGee. Not anything like that. Gosh, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know.
I bet somebody's got a good idea.
Well, if I haven't said it already, Kenisha Brighton has joined us. Abigail Hawkinson has joined us. And then my mom asked if the candle is still playing and your balloons are still up.
Oh.
Do you want to explain this?
Last night I was able to move the wire on the candle so it stopped playing.
Yes.
So whenever we want to play again, we can just move the little wire back over.
Yeah, so the part of the birthday celebration is they always, for anybody's birthday it is, they, have cake. They have, lots of cake, more than one cake. And my mom always gets this candle that, you've probably seen it. It's like you light it and it starts to spin and it's like this flower and it's like a bunch of candles lit and then it turns and it makes this high pitched like happy birthday music. And could not get the thing to turn off. Like you just gotta let it go, like run its course. And John figured it out. He was able to get it turned off. But what's funny about it is, with my moms and all of them, that previously they've just haven't been able to get it to turn off. So instead of just cause I don't know, I guess you don't want to throw it away. I don't know. My mom just put it in the garage, like away from where people could hear it. And so I think it took like a month to finally turn off or something. So
it's fun. It's funny. Brian, who's been here for the other live shows. He went to the karaoke birthday party with us last night, and all the way home he was like, "Oh my gosh!" because the candle just going on and on and on in the car.
I didn't even hear it. I guess with a kid you start to tone out lots of noise. And so I didn't even hear it, and the whole time in the back seat, Brian's just like, oh my gosh. And again, we were in a Jeep, and the Jeep's loud. I don't know how he was hearing it, but
yeah, he's got dog ears. Well, I heard it too, but I don't know. Figured I was into
So Lacey wrote, title is A Child of Texas, which is in her bio.
Wow.
Oh, and Steve Fryer joined us. Says, great to see you. We served you coffee in Hot Springs.
Oh my goodness.
That's funny.
Oh my goodness.
That's cool.
Well, thanks for the coffee.
Hot Springs is awesome. Yeah. Yeah, Hot Springs is awesome.
Oh,
that was another one of those places like Roanoke, Virginia, and Hot Springs was probably top of the the list of places that were just I could see living here.
Yeah, you know I'd never been to Arkansas before, and I was thinking, and I thought, I don't know what to expect. I've never been there. I don't really know. And we went to Hot Springs, and it was awesome. Hot Springs is so cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go back. Hopefully this year. I don't.
Yeah, there was talk of you doing a mural down there. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
what the latest was. I mean, it's been a while since we talked to them, but
yeah, that would be cool. There one thing about Hot Springs is cool too is they do a ton of art there, and the art community is so proactive. I mean, they're just it's really cool.
And the poetry and all that kind of stuff. Very cool.
Yeah, that's.
So speaking of murals, you've got that one coming up in Fort Worth, and the idea is possibly to keep it Western because it's Fort Worth. What are you gonna do?
Oh, I don't know.
What do you think you want to do? What are you excited about?
I don't know. I think
I should say, if anybody out there has any ideas, let us know. Western themed ideas.
I think I want to talk to them tomorrow. So maybe flesh out some ideas, but I'm not really sure because I haven't talked to them yet. Like they said, we'd like you to do a mural, and in Fort Worth, and I thought, oh, that'd be brilliant. I've done one in Dallas. I'm about to do another one in Dallas, and it would be great to do Fort Worth and just canvass the area.
Yeah.
And
jump ringlets everywhere.
Yeah. And I'm not sure that one of the really, really cool things about Fort Worth is the heritage there. Like, I love Dallas. In some parts of Dallas, though, it can almost feel like you could be in any big town in a way, you know? And there's other parts of Dallas that are very artsy, very cool, very different. One thing about Fort Worth is that it's definitely got like a certain feel to it, you know? It's like, it's got this very Western sort of Texas vibe. And if we have friends in or people in from out of town that have never been here, and they want to see some of the Western kind of stuff, we usually go to Fort Worth because, you know, you're going to see a lot of that and kind of get kind of a, you know, an old Texas sort of cool kind of Western.
Yeah.
You know, and the Sundance Square there is really great, and it's just so much fun. And then, you know, and then if they're looking for something else, we may take them to Dallas, you know, like for the, like Deep Ellum or Bishop Arts District or somewhere, you know, where it's artsy and it's really cool. Not that Fort Worth doesn't have art, but it's just, you know, I mean.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what would be like a showstopper. You need to produce something amazing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like, I would say the traditional route would be like, you know, a cowboy on a horse or something, because that was even, I think, mentioned. But and you do a lot of like really great Western paintings. There's no shortage of that. But something that's a little like a double take. It would make you do a double take.
Oh. Maybe like a cow riding a cowboy or something, or a horse riding a cowboy instead of I don't know. Like what?
I don't know.
It would definitely, you know, make people stop and think. I was like, why did they let that guy do that?
So, Steve said, please do a mural there in Hot Springs. That would be very awesome.
That would be cool. But, you know, they have that. Sorry.
Oh, and Heath joined us.
Oh, cool. Hey, Heath.
Sharon Baldo, I hope I pronounced that right. Janelle joined us, and Linda Everton joined us. So.
Oh, thanks so much for joining us, guys.
Yeah. So we were just talking about possible mural that John's doing in Fort Worth, and we're just trying to think of like compositions for. They want something Western themed, so we were just kind of batting around some ideas. So if anybody out there has any, you know, don't hesitate to chime in.
Yeah, and I should say for anybody that's just joined us. I'm doing. Oh my gosh, putting paint on my face. Sorry. I'm blocking in this painting, on this live show. So I'm gonna get it blocked in, get all the basic colors down, and then the next one I'm gonna go in with a palette knife. I'm gonna do really thick color, and it's gonna be, you know, so get all that in there and have some fun with that. I'm not getting paint everywhere.
So what are you gonna add thickness to her hair?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think I'm gonna add. Gosh, sorry. Did I paint all over me? Did I?
Just a little bit under your eye. You got some.
My eye. Really? Gosh, I didn't even know I got it up there.
Right.
Oh well. It'll.
It's the nature of the business, man.
I guess so. Golly. What I say about blocking in like this is that you don't have to worry about your brush stroke. So I'm working really fast, but it's because I know I just want like basic color down. So where the black is, it feels different. So I'm able to kind of get an idea and know, oh, okay, I'm going down this way. I want that, and just put in basic colors and some shading. Because whenever I go in with a paint knife, that's going to change a lot of this. So there's going to be a lot less like yellow and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah.
But that makes a nice light sort of undercolor. That I can, you know, kind of work with, and it'll still make the other colors going in bright.
Yeah.
But, you know, give it a little bit of a tint, so that's nice.
That's nice.
Kind of like over here on this glass piece, you can't really see it yet, so that's something that I'm going to work on and, you know, make that more.
So do you have to, like, consider, I mean, because it's her glasses, were they prescription glasses? Let me ask this.
Oh, you know, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay.
But
cool.
I don't know for sure, because I think she wore other glasses. I think there was a particular photo shoot that she did where she wore, I think what do they call them, Coke bottle? No, not Coke bottle glasses. They call them, they had a name for the big round glass. Oh, darn it! Sorry for all the noises. I just.
You're talking with your hands. It's crazy.
I know, and I'm painting the microphone. But there's a name for that kind of. Maybe somebody remembers that there's a name for these big round glasses. It's not Coke bottle. That's like thick, but it's
like the kind John Lennon wore.
Yeah, well, except she wore these big round ones, even bigger.
Yeah, I don't know.
She was more Lennon than Lennon.
She was more Lennon than Lennon.
That's a lot of Lennon. I don't know. It's funny though, but it's a shame that she died when she did. I mean, she wasn't even like interviewed that much. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like Elvis Presley and stuff. He was on TV so much, like in things. Like in the 50s, the 60s, like when they were filming Elvis, or in the 50s, the TV stations just filmed him from the waist up because Elvis the pelvis. It was just too.
Elvis the pelvis.
Yeah, it was just too much. And that's precisely the same reason I'm only filmed from the waist up here. So,
okay.
Just
too much.
It's just too much.
So, Steve said, I like the concept of the lonesome cowboy, something that shows the vastness of the area and a positive look on the importance of the work of the cowboy. Ooh, that's great. Yeah. I like that idea.
Yeah.
I know you did Cowboy Sunset. That's a real popular painting of yours. Oh. That it has a very vastness feel where the cowboy's on the horse and he's looking out, and that's really nice. Oh, that's one of my paintings. Like working over fields, like a vastness. That's
one of my paintings that they used for the disability awareness poster.
Yeah.
And put it all through the state. That's right. I forgot. That's a
cool. And Kelly Graham said that's awesome to live in the cool part of Texas where you can easily drive to other big cities. I'm in El Paso where we are 2 hours away from fun Texas spots.
Oh, well.
You know El Paso all too well.
Well, I was born there.
Well, it's true. You didn't live there.
That's true. I was born in El Paso, and I was almost born in Mexico, but mom, I guess realized she was going to give birth, and I think she was being chased by some guys with knives or something. They're trying to mug her, and then she just got she made it to the border, and then right across the border to the army hospital, or whatever. And then, but she was from Dallas, and then she left there and went back to Dallas to raise me.
To raise you. So, and Lacey said many famous outlaws are part of the history circuit by Bat Masterson, Doc Holliday, and the Earp brothers, Wyatt, Morgan, and Virgil, James Earp, as well as Dance Hall Girls. Ooh.
Yeah, wow.
Cool.
Ooh. I didn't even think of Dance Hall Girls and Wyatt Earp and all that. Yeah, gosh. What a great idea. Man,
leave it to the masses.
Wow, what a great idea. Oh my goodness. That's so much to think about. And the Lonesome Cowboy? I mean, honestly, you might be able to work all that. Well, it's not going to be that big of a mural. I can't. I'm going to have to I'm going to have to make some decisions here. And then this happened on a Tuesday. And then at 4 p.m. The history of the West.
He did say that, I think in the last email to you, he said something about it could be bigger and they wanted it to be, epic. And I went online and looked at the building, and it's funny because it's the front of the building. There's there's storefront doors periodically through this thing, and I think they wanted. I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Oh yeah. I heard that they're hoping to make it kind of like a landmark. That's good. Which would be really cool.
Oh, and Heathrow, Trevor says hi.
Oh.
Hey.
Hey, Trevor. hey, Trevor. Sorry.
Speaking of...
I'm talking in the microphone.
Speaking of Trevor, the middle school that we went to is the middle school that he goes to, but we were seeing 6th and 8th graders. Yeah. We went to Decatur yesterday and to talk to the middle school and all, and we're wondering if we might run, or a school, and we're wondering if we might run into Trevor, but yeah. We were only seeing 6th graders.
And
I know that they're
8th graders,
buildings.
Yeah, it was just 6th graders and 8th graders, and so we didn't. But I thought, it'd be so great if we knew Trevor was there, and maybe we could sneak in, and pull him out of class. We need a special assistant. but we were in the right town, wrong school, or wrong area, unfortunately. But
what are you gonna do with your Friday night since? You're going to be all by your lonesome.
I don't know. Paint probably. although there was an art show in town. Andy's tomorrow night. It's a multimedia art thing.
Really? What are they doing?
I don't know, but they think they're going to have poets. They're going to have painting. They're going to have music and all.
You should see Brian wants to go, or Brooke or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, me getting out of the house. I don't know. I mean, it'd be cool, but the only thing is that one thing that I really want to do. We were just talking about how artists can inspire you and all that, and one thing that's so cool. Gosh, I'm just getting paint all everywhere. I mean, it's just
dive in.
I'm telling you, I don't know. I mean, I do get paint everywhere, but I mean extra everywhere. It's just. Oh my word. Anyway, being around other artists and stuff, and one nice thing about Denton is that, that was so cool about you saying about, we live in a part of Texas where you can go different places. Our town isn't that big, but it's 30 minutes from Dallas, 30 minutes from Fort Worth-ish, depends on the traffic. Could be 40 minutes, could be an hour, could be 2 hours if the traffic's crazy. No, but it's usually about half an hour-ish to get somewhere in there. And but in this town, though, we have a lot of music, a lot of artists and stuff. But so I don't know, getting out and about and seeing them. I don't know.
You should. I mean,
I could go Uber over there and just Uber back.
You could definitely Uber.
I need to work on my Uber skills and stuff. But I don't know. I mean, it's so much more fun doing art things.
Oh, he said that he saw that. He shared your live feed a few minutes ago, just in case anyone had seen the post from Decatur ISD.
Oh, cool.
So thank
you.
And then Lana asked, how do you know where you are putting the colors, or which colors are which?
Bah. Well,
good question.
Yeah, it's a very good question. I think I went in the wrong area on my palette just then, and I put in a wrong color right as you asked that. I was like, oh my goodness. And I realized as soon as I did it, but I was thinking about what Jackie was saying, and I didn't correct it until I hit the canvas.
Oops. But
I knew it the whole way. I'm like, no! And then I touched it before I could pull it back. But anyway, that's what white paint's for. Well, one of the things I do is like my well, you probably can't see on this one. This is that's my light yellow. I try to put my paints back in the same spot. This is something we were doing in Decatur with the kids yesterday. Telling them that there's a couple ways if you're visually impaired to be able to control your colors. One is, I braille my paints, so I can read them, and then I guess I can put it. I don't forget what this.
It works either way.
Oh, did it? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So that way I know what I'm grabbing, but then I try to put them back in the same spot. That way I don't have to stop and read them every time. I just know, I put it here, I put it here. Same way on my canvas, my palette. Sorry, I try to put the colors that I'm using in the same spot, and I may rotate that. So when the palette dries, I may use different colors. So after a while, my palettes look crazy because there's all these colors all over it. But for me, all the dry color doesn't matter. It's just the wet color, the colors I'm using. So you can actually put it in a certain spot. Another way to control color that I use is by using mediums. And I actually stuck them all over there. I was shooting a video thing for a project, and but I'll mix different mediums with the paint. So my paint in these bottles are generally pre-mixed with different mediums. That make them feel a little bit different, especially my black. And then and the other paints, like sometimes I'll use paints out of tubes. Like my white, I just use it out of the tube because I like the way this paint feels. So it's kind of in between really thick and thin for some reason. So I just kind of keep that the way it is because it's nice to mix it in with my other paints. It's sort of a nice medium. So it's a really long answer to a really good question. There's really different ways. Remembering where you put it. Like the kids, like yesterday, we took 180 kids participated.
Yeah.
180 something, and we blindfolded all the children, and we gave them paints that were textured. We've done this with thousands of people all over the country, and then we gave them raised-line drawings. So it's drawings kind of like this, where you can feel it, and it's different. So when these black lines to me feel different than the rest. So. And these kids had no special training, they had no cane training, no orientation and mobility training. They're just regular kids. And in 5 or 10 minutes, they're all painting these flowers that we gave them. So the nice thing about that is that the techniques I use aren't that difficult. They're not like expensive sort of things. Anybody can use them. So, which means that anybody with a visual impairment, if if you have like an aunt or a mother or a father or somebody that used to be into art or wants to get into art, this is something that they can do. And it's not like you got to go out and buy $1,000 special piece of equipment or something to be able to do it. It's just basic cane sort of skills. And even if you don't use a cane, I mean, one thing that we do with children quite a bit with Schools for the Blind is that we'll teach the visually impaired children how to paint. And that actually makes their mobility skills go through the roof because you're basically doing cane skills. So just kind of to recap in a way, I mean, because I know I get asked this a lot. It's a really good question. So like for me, the black fill is different. But imagine instead of this being a painting, if this was a street, and you're walking down the street, and then you hit another street, there's only one place in the whole city you can be where they're like this street crosses this street. So you know exactly where in the entire city you're going to be. Well, in a painting, when I follow this line and then I hit this other line, there's only one place in the whole canvas I can be. So it's a way to orient myself. Well, of course, when I first started, it was much more simplistic. It was, everything was just a few colors, very basic sort of shapes. But it's like anything, the more you do it, the better you get. I'm always astounded when we go to the School for the Blind and we'll show kids like the techniques and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I mean, they're doing like in, gosh, at the end of one session, what it might have taken me 2 years to do.
Well, I was surprised, like, with the kids at the McCarroll School,
oh yeah,
some of them were just rocking and rolling, and I was like, you're going to have some competition, babe.
I know, yeah.
I mean,
gosh.
Yeah, they were doing some pretty cool stuff, and it's funny because it's like,
so cool.
The process of having the kids sit down and do this, it either forces them a little bit out of their comfort zone,
mm-hmm.
but then at the same time, I think it makes them kind of focus and hone in. I mean, it's hit or miss with every kid because sometimes they're like just having fun and getting crazy, and then some kids are like super focused and going really slow, and then you can tell like when they've found like the zen moment of painting the flower or something and really understanding the concept. But
and I always get hoarse because the kids get so excited. They're having so much fun.
Yeah.
And one of the really cool things about doing these kind of workshops, and one of the main reasons we do them, is because the kids get a different idea about what a disability is and what it's like to have a disability, and I think they afterwards they usually start thinking about it in a different way, and that everybody has a challenge. Everybody, there's some things that everybody is good at, some things that people aren't as good at, and to think about somebody being disabled doesn't mean that they aren't capable, you know. So if you have a disability, it just means that there's some things you can't do as well. Yeah. Which is true for everybody, I mean, honestly, for the long time here living in Texas, my not knowing football very well was more of a disability probably than vision. Although I know football really well now. So,
Okay, speaking of the school, Dee Dee joined us.
Oh, Dee Dee, oh, hey!
Christy Bullock joined us.
Oh, hey!
Carolyn Kerr joined us. Linda said, well, first let me say this. Dee Dee wrote that they wrote reflective papers about their experiences.
Oh, my goodness.
And then she wished me happy birthday. Thank you.
Dee Dee is the incredible art teacher that we've been talking about. Sorry, I keep hitting this.
And she just had a birthday, so happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
As well.
Yeah, and oh my goodness. We have friends that are teachers, and it's just, Dee Dee, we had so much fun yesterday, and the kids, I think that was the first school that we've been to this year. Yeah. Yeah, and oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was fun.
I was hoarse. I was so hoarse because I'm usually a quiet talker. But oh my goodness, just because the kids are excited and everything, and but that was so much fun.
Oh, and Linda wrote, did the puffy paints you had donated to you help with getting the volume of pictures ready for the kids?
Oh, it did.
We're still using that.
Yeah, we're still using that, and that's
the box. There was a lot of puffy paint.
Yeah, because like one bottle will do about 150.
Oh, easy, yeah.
Yeah, so I went through like a bottle yesterday for all that because I had a little bit left in another, So and we've gone through bottles, and that's one way to help count kids or whatever. Yeah. A lot of the museums we work with, they'll actually do the puffy paints for us because they'll have like interns or something do it. And whenever somebody will ask, like, hey, can we do them for you? I'm like, okay.
Sure.
Because they just take a long time. But I love doing them. But, being able to tell the kids, like, oh, I made this for you, and so, paint on this. But it's amazing how many bottles we've gone through thinking that, like, every bottle is 150, 160 kids. And we've gone through tons of that.
And we still have some. And the cool thing is, like, every once in a while we'll get a kid in the studio that is, low vision or completely, visually impaired, and you'll show them, everything and paint with them and stuff, and then send them with like a bottle of fabric paint, and then they're, they can do their own thing at home, which is really cool.
Yeah, I've sent kids home with paints and easel before. There was one girl that really wanted to paint. She was so excited, but they couldn't afford an easel, and
Brooke's here.
Oh, really?
What's up?
Hey, girl.
She's so quiet. That's sneaky.
Yeah, I thought it was Jack, and he wanted to get like a code for Fortnite.
Making weird faces.
I thought the dogs were knocking at the door. I should say it's almost the 9 o'clock mark, but not really fast.
Thanks for keeping track of that.
Linda said, first Heath said Heath and Trevor say happy birthday to me, so happy birthday me!
Happy birthday you!
And Linda said that she remembers us having fun opening and exploring the box, which we did a YouTube video about, which was a lot of fun.
Oh.
And that company sent quite a bit of stuff. It was we had a lot of fun doing that. That was great.
That was really, really cool of them.
Lana said you're such an inspiration.
Oh,
and I honestly, it's Lana or Lana. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. And Dee Dee said I told the kids you drew all those pics and they were amazed and so gracious for doing that.
Oh, thank you. Dee Dee.
And Carolyn Kerr says my cousin Lisa Bolin owns one of your paintings.
Oh, yes.
She met you through the Epilepsy Foundation.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll tell her hi.
Yes.
Please.
Very cool. And Epilepsy Foundation is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
So fantastic. I absolutely love them.
They are good, man.
They
summer camps for the kids.
And they should write a book on. They probably wrote a book on how a nonprofit should run.
Oh, yeah.
At least the Dallas Fort Worth chapter. It's fantastic. So,
yeah. And they do so great. And gosh, guys, if you ever want to have a good time, go to an Epilepsy Foundation fundraiser because
that's for sure.
It's for a really good cause, and you will have a blast. And they're always fun to work with. Raise money.
Awesome. And Felicia Flynn joined us and said, I have one of your pieces as a mom of a daughter who had her lenses removed from her eyes at the age of 3 and a teacher. You are such an inspiration.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much. And then Kelly Petit, speaking of Epilepsy Foundation, has joined us.
Oh, hey. Hey, Kelly, we were just talking about the Epilepsy Foundation.
And how fun it is.
So if your ears were burning, that's why. We're just talking about how amazing you guys are.
Yeah. So, and Lisa Bolin joined us.
Oh.
So.
Well, hello.
Thanks for joining us.
Oh, sorry, I keep hitting the microphone, guys. I apologize. I know it's like dum 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 whenever I do that, and I apologize.
Well, it's about the 9 o'clock mark. Do you want to recap what you're doing?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm painting Janis Joplin, and right now I'm blocking in the painting. So I'm putting in a lot of brush strokes and different things, and in a way it's just sort of thinking out loud. And some of this is going to stay in the final painting. Let me show you. Always say I use paints that dry really fast so I can touch. Look, I've been working this. See, my hands are painting, so you can't tell it's dry. It's like, see, they're dry. There's paint all over my hands. He's crazy. But I'm working on, but I'm getting it all blocked in because tomorrow I'm going to go in with paint. Well, this isn't the paint knife I thought I was grabbing, but paint knives, and that's not the paint knife I thought I was. Oh, I have it over there.
Oh, okay, never mind. Go on.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm going to go in with paint knives and make it thick and have lots of color and lots of energy. So we'll keep the detail that we have going on with this, and then we'll add in the really thick stuff. And the black and white drawing, it's not on Patreon now, but I'll post it tonight. Because for the last painting that I did, and all the paintings I do on the live show, I'm going to put the colors, the brushes that I use, the actual drawing of it, like the image, so you can print it out, you can have it. So if anybody wants to work on the painting themselves, that's going to be over at our Patreon site, and it makes a nice little place where I can put all that. It doesn't
Yeah.
Then the videos, all these videos are cut up there too. So in Facebook, all the videos will be there, and YouTube.
Yeah.
So
So like John was saying,
it's a shotgun effect.
Yeah. So like John was saying, they're cut up into bite-sized pieces. So.
Which is why we're about to cut away.
Yeah, but if you haven't already, be sure and like and subscribe and all that fun jazz. Pass it on to your friends and all that. And if you do any art from the Patreon, like print out the picture and paint it yourself, share it. We'd love to see it. So, but stick around because we're still doing the live show.
Yeah.